Hello, everybody. Lucas here, and today I want to talk about Blue October. And you know, this is just going to be a video. It's not going to be a top 10 songs, but it's going to be 10 songs that I feel are, you know, some of my favorites, some of my personal favorites, some that I strongly recommend for a new Blue October fan, or even an old Blue October fan that needs to go back and appreciate these songs to check out. Because they're so awesome, and I love Blue October. They've been one of my favorite bands for a long time, and they just kill it, man. They kill it on stage. They kill it with their albums, and they're just doing some great things right now. And he's such a positive guy. I've met Justin a couple times in meet and greets, and just an awesome guy. He's very down to earth, very positive, has quite the story. He actually does an open book tour that I strongly recommend. That he talks about his life, and I'm into that stuff. You know, I don't know, some of you might just be into hearing the music and that's it, but I love hearing about like the musician's life and their perspective, and you know, he does that in the open book tour. So let's talk about this. I have 10 songs that I've kind of picked out here that are some of my favorites, some of my personal favorites. Like I said, no order at all, just a list. So one of them is, I'm going to start out with We Know Where You Go, because that's the latest album that just got released, and Home. And We Know Where You Go is the one that stood out to me the most. As soon as I heard that song, I had this friend in my life who was going through a very hard time. And I listened to We Know Where You Go, and it just, the lyrics in that, like, and then the part where he says, I want my friend back, we know, like, just such great singing. In my opinion, might even be the greatest song off of that album. I absolutely loved that song, and I love the album too, but We Know Where You Go is just the one that stood out to me the most, and it's also the only one on this list of that from Home. So next I want to talk about The Money Tree. My favorite album is Any Man in America. I absolutely love that album. I think it's the most raw, because there was so much emotion going on in that time in Justin's life, and it's my personal favorite. The Money Tree is one of those songs that at first it wasn't one that caught my attention, and then as I started listening, it just became one of my favorites. And one of my favorite lines is, with 2 houses, both cars, I paid off your fucking credit card debt. Did you already forget? Like, so awesome. And I'm like, yes, so many people go through this in life, like so many people, and it's like those things, like, I understand that there's love in different ways, you know, but you're like showing this person that you love them like through that too, and that's a very good indication in that song of what a lot of people go through, because you do pay for all this stuff, and it's just like, I know that money doesn't buy love, but like in some cases it's like, okay, like 2 houses, both cars, paid off your fucking credit card debt, like, Justin, you're onto something here, and I love that song. So The Flight is the other one off Any Man in America that I want to talk about. The Flight is a phenomenal song that I wish I could see live someday. It's so good. It's a story. I don't know, you know, the details, the big details, aside from what's in this song, of what the story like involves, how true it is, how much of the song, you know, how much of details he put into the song. But I do know from what you hear in the lyrics, this is a pretty intense fucking song. And it's one of my favorites. It's about him blacking out. He's going on a plane to kill his ex-lover's new love interest, from my understanding. And he blacks out on the plane. And very, very, very intense song. Yeah, check it out. Very much. Next is Italian Radio. So Italian Radio is on this list because one, it's very special to me. It reminds me of one of my friends, and every time I hear it, it just puts a smile on my face because it reminds me of her. And it's just like, it's just got a good energy to it. Like the whole song is just, it's very different. It's very different than any Blue October song, but he kills it. Da 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 yadale 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 da da da. Like, I can't do it near as good as Justin. I just attempted it though, so there you go. It's amazing though. Check it out. It's one of my favorites. So it's from his earlier albums, but it's solid song. Next is Breakfast After 10. Also an early song. There's two versions of it. There's one version on the first album, and then there's another version on the second album. And I've come to realize that. So one is kind of more slowed down, and one is sped up. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. They sounded different to me. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if I'm right on that. But Breakfast After 10, it's just a really cool, simplistic song. That's just about life and this breakup. And I think just what really gets me about that song is like I said, the simplicity. It's just a very common situation, and when he says, when she tries to call you, you gotta not pick up the phone. It's really good. So yeah, check it out. Check out the song. Balance Beam, another early song. One of my favorites. Just, again, very simplistic, but I just love it. It's, so, one, you gotta tell her that, or, no. One, you gotta, damn it, can't think of it. So, let's see. No. Why can't I think of this right now? I'm blanking out. 2, you gotta tell her that she's pretty. 3, you gotta be the perfect gentleman. 4, Nope, getting it all wrong. So, it's okay, but Balance Beam is awesome. One of my favorites, again, and I know I just butchered the lyrics, but it's a great song. That whole album is very good. It's very good. Check it out. Balance Beam, Blue October. Next is Inner Glow. And I picked this one because this one's always had a special place for me. It's I don't know. I guess like it was during a time that I was really trying to figure myself out. And Inner Glow always helped me do that. Every time I listened. And I think that's all I want to say about it. Because I want you to listen to it and then figure out how you feel about it. Because it did a lot for me. And I think that without an outside perspective, aside from it's amazing, I think you should just give it a whirl in that way. Great tune. Check it out. Next is My Never. So, My Never is another serious song. And my experience with this song is this girl that I wanted to date, and I listened to the song so much, and it didn't work out. And at first, I really tried to make this work. I really wanted this to work. And then I got to a point where I realized that she wasn't good for me. And we wouldn't be good for each other. And so that's kind of where My Never came in, you know. And I think lyrically, for people that really love lyrics, then you're going to really love this song. But it's also just a beautiful, beautiful tune. So, yeah, go for it. I also, you know, when I made this list, I've come to realize that Approaching Normal is not far off for me to being my favorite album compared to Any Man in America. Approaching Normal just has so many great songs, and he's going through that hard time that he was going through in Any Man in America just as much in Approaching Normal. So I think it's just as raw, and I've really like seen a new light on Approaching Normal that I love. I love that album. So that comes to our next one that's also off of that album, which is called Jump Rope. And what I love about Jump Rope is the energy. Very simple song, lyrically, but at the same time, it's got that less is more feel. It's so good. And up, down, up, down, up, down, yeah. You know, it's just a great song. And I just love that it's kind of like, you know, about his daughter in a lot of ways, and but it's just about that life is gonna have ups and downs, and it's just like a very simple message, but I think that it could be one of your favorites too if you check it out. And then last that I want to talk about is Picking Up the Pieces. So Picking Up the Pieces is another one that I was kind of going through a time in my life, and Picking Up the Pieces just kind of brought a light to me that really helped me in that hard time in life. And it's also off Approaching Normal, which is why I'm kind of again questioning if Any Man in America is my favorite album, because Approaching Normal is just fantastic. But Picking Up the Pieces is a solid tune. And it's another one that I would really love to see live at some point. So lyrically, it's a masterpiece, and it's just got a lot to offer musically too. So that's it. That's this video. It's just 10 Blue October songs that are meaningful to me that I think you should check out. And yeah, that's it. Until next time, thanks for watching.